And we begin tonight with continuing coverage of teen violence in the East Valley. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 6. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Jonathan McCall in tonight for Mark. In several of the teen assault cases that we've been following tonight, 12 News has uncovered that brass knuckles were the weapon used in those attacks. Now tonight, there is a new push to have those weapons banned.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono is live after talking to a teen victim attacked with brass knuckles, joining the conversation for change. Bianca?
Yeah, guys, a 16-year-old teenage boy was brutally beat by a suspect using brass knuckles in December of 2022. Last year, he wrote to lawmakers asking them to ban the weapons. His identity has been concealed until now. Earlier today, he and his mom told me they are willing to come forward if it means preventing this from happening to anyone else. And a warning, some of the images in this story are graphic. 2 vicious assaults in 2 weeks in December of 2022. Juvenile court records obtained by 12 News detail how the same teen suspect in both attacks used brass knuckles on his victims. On December 17th, as shown in photos released by Gilbert Police, the suspect attacked a victim at a party using brass knuckles. On December 30th, he did it again, this time in the parking lot of a Gilbert In-N-Out after demanding the victim give him money. The victim in that case was just 16 years old. Connor Jarnigan suffered a laceration from the brass knuckles so severe he needed staples. That's it. Wow. After recovering from his injuries, Jarnigan demanded change. In early October, he wrote to multiple lawmakers in the East Valley asking them to consider sponsoring legislation that would ban or limit the use of brass knuckles. Jarnigan wrote, "I believe we can make our community safer and work together to educate people about the dangers of this weapon," adding, "There is no redeeming value for brass knuckles. They add nothing to our communities in Arizona besides contributing to violent crime and providing disturbed teens and adults with a weapon that can kill someone."
I was surprised that brass knuckles were legal in Arizona.
12 News reached out to Democrat and Republican lawmakers in both the state Senate and House. Republican State Senator John Kavanaugh is a retired police officer and said he could write a bill addressing this issue as early as next week, calling this an oversight in the law.
I don't picture anybody other than organized crime and criminals who would want to legalize such offensive weapons that have no place in self-defense and give self-defense a bad name.
On Thursday, the town of Gilbert's newly created teen violence subcommittee met for the first time. One of the first ideas on the table, limit the sale of brass knuckles.
I really believe that they should be controlled for minors.
12 News asking Gilbert Police Chief Michael Solberg, whose department has investigated several of these cases, if he would support that.
More than willing to work with the legislators on that bill or whatever they come up with to help us reduce crime.
And so far, no lawmaker representing the East Valley has agreed to speak with 12 News about this issue. But again, Kavanaugh did say this is something that could get done as soon as this session. We're live in studio. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thank you. This coming Monday, 12 News will host a town hall centered on teen violence here in the Valley. We invite you to join us for the conversation, along with our panel of experts, to dive into what drives teen violence, and together we can hopefully come up with solutions. You can RSVP for the event by snapping a picture of the QR code on your screen. We'll broadcast this event live from 6 to 7 right here on 12 News and streaming on 12news.com.